We are following breaking news out of the Mount Hope area where a homicide investigation is now underway. It is 6 a.m. on this Monday. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Irampour. This happened just before 11 last night in the 3500 block of Island Avenue. So you see it up there on the map. News 8's Tori Apodaca joining us live from the scene with everything we have learned now at this hour. Good morning, Tori.
Hi, good morning. Police are being pretty tight-lipped on this one. We know that at least one person is dead, and they tell us that there is no threat to the public. But go ahead and take a look at what the crime scene looks like at this hour. You can see a cruiser on the street here as investigators have been going into that apartment complex just to the left there. We saw them taking a few photos just a moment ago. Again, though, details very limited. Here is what the crime scene looked like last night when this broke out just before 11 p.m. You can see that police were speaking with someone on the scene. There were a lot of flashing lights as multiple police vehicles were out here. They also were on the second floor of the apartment complex, also talking with people there. At this point, though, we don't know if there was more than one victim. We also don't know the cause of death. I did ask police if anyone is in custody, and they also could not give me that information. So that takes us now to this morning. You can see back out here live two policemen who are standing inside the complex. There's even more crime scene tape there. And then just sitting down there at one of those tables was a man and woman. I know within this past hour, we could hear them crying out, sobbing. Obviously a heavy moment for them as they are experiencing all of this in real time. But out here on Island Avenue, still trying to work to get more information about exactly what happened. And we, of course, will bring you the latest as we learn more. For now, we'll go ahead and send it back to you guys.
Tori, thank you, and stay with us for the latest on this breaking news. Download the CBS 8 app on your phone or TV.
And now this morning, evacuation warnings. They are lifted for a brush fire in Sorrento Valley.
Still an evacuation order for the canyon where the fire is burning, but all residential areas are now open. Crews have stopped the forward rate of spread and have been out on the scene all night.
News 8's Chris Groh joining us live with the very latest. We have daylight now. Chris, what are you seeing or smelling out there?
Yeah, heavy smoke presence. If you don't need to be in and around this area outside, it's probably best to take the day off, wait for that smoke to die down, because that smoke, that really traveled all the way east after this fire broke out near the 5. But the folks who did get those evacuation warnings from San Diego Fire Rescue, we did speak with some of them that took that caution, grabbed their things. Take a listen to what one person told us.
What we do is we grab computers, technology stuff, and memories and photos. Everything else to me is replaceable. But your memory books, you know, your photo albums and some of that stuff are not.
Pretty fortunate how quickly they got on top of this. Very, very lucky. So kudos to these guys who are doing all this stuff out here.
Yeah, again, as those two individuals told us, very much taking caution, but then also very good news to see that no structures, no homes were damaged by this fire. Very quick work by San Diego Fire Rescue, CAL FIRE. What we know right now is that any aerial attacks are pretty much done for the day. The crews are going to be down there on the ground now that forward progress has been stopped to try to mop up those hot spots and get a bigger containment around the fire. It's at about 131 acres burned and 25% containment. Again, this broke out just near Penasquitos Creek area, just east of the 15, excuse me, east of the 5, and this happened around 1:30 just yesterday afternoon, and quickly went from about 5 to 10 acres to again 130 acres burned. Of course, when we get the latest update on those containment numbers and acres burned, we'll be sure to pass that along. That last update came last night. Back to you guys.
Okay, good to know. Thank you very much, Chris, for that. We'll check in with you throughout the morning. This week, we are expecting environmental test results from Del Sur Elementary, which postponed its first day of school because of mold concerns. Administrators say professional crews are almost done cleaning the school and that an independent hygienist is doing environmental sampling. They expect those results tomorrow and will share them with families. If safe, they say Del Sur could reopen Thursday. That is 1 week later than the rest of Poway Unified School District schools.
New this morning, the 60-day negotiation period between the U.S. and Iran expires today. This was the deadline for both sides to reach a deal to end the war. Earlier this morning, President Trump posted on Truth Social, quote, "The #1 goal is and always will be that Iran cannot have in any way, shape, or form a nuclear weapon." Military families are speaking out about conditions on board the USS Abraham Lincoln and President Trump's comments about its lengthy deployment being, quote, "not nearly long enough." The president did confirm the ship will be replaced, but he is facing criticism from fellow Republicans about his handling of the situation, including Nebraska Representative Don Bacon.
So I think it's better to acknowledge, hey, this is hard on the families, it's hard on the service members. Thank them for being willing to defend our country and doing these 10-month deployments if you're on an aircraft carrier. I think that would have been a much more better way of addressing this issue. It is hard on families. We should acknowledge that.
Meanwhile, top U.S. military commander Admiral Brad Cooper just concluded a visit to the Lincoln. In a statement, Cooper is praising the leadership of the aircraft carrier for prioritizing mental health and resilience. President Trump ordering the Pentagon to scale back joint military exercises with South Korea after the country declined to help with the war against Iran. The president also said he has a good relationship with North Korea's Kim Jong-un. Every year, both countries take part in 11 days of exercises to beef up against North Korean threats. President Trump called them costly and says those exercises send a signal that is hostile.
This morning now, some members of the California Coastal Commission are raising the possibility of closing Jolla Cove to protect sea lions. This comes after that teenager pleaded guilty to harassing a sea lion in this video that has gone viral. On Friday, the Sierra Club Seal Society presented photos and videos of people harassing sea lions, calling for more enforcement instead of a closure. While the city of San Diego has increased park rangers and signs, some say much more needs to be done.
I'm just going to say that I'm beyond angry and fairly, quite honestly, just embarrassed to be a city of San Diego resident right now.
A cove closure would ultimately have to be carried out by the city, with the Coastal Commission playing a role in permitting approval. We did reach out to the city regarding the commissioner's comments at Friday's meeting, but have not heard back yet. Today, Major League Baseball owners expected to vote on the sale of the Padres. This is according to The Athletic. So back in May, you remember the team announced Jose E. Feliciano and his wife Kwanzaa Jones would be the new majority owners. They agreed to buy the Padres for a record $3.9 billion. Feliciano is the co-founder and managing partner of Clear Lake Capital, a private equity firm based in Santa Monica, as well as co-owner of Chelsea, that's an English Premier League soccer team. Jones founded a media company called Supercharged.
Super couple.
Yeah,
right.
right.
Well,
with a lot of money to buy the Padres.
Yeah, and they're doing well, right? They're in that wild card right now.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Hoping for the best. Yeah, that is something that I think a lot of people are just hanging their hats
Keep
on.
winning.
Yeah.
Yes.
6:08 right now as far as the clock goes. Temperatures are mostly in the upper 60s right now. We've got some low 70s out there by the coast, even some 50s if you're east enough. Today's forecast takes us to the upper 70s out by the coast, upper 80s inland. Again, the farther east you are, the more you're going to notice that change in temperatures, easily jumping into the 90s if you're all the way out in, say, Ramona this afternoon. Right now, 62 in Escondido, 65 in Mira Mesa, 66 in Del Mar. Not much cloud cover out there. Take a live look outside. You can see a little bit of it over the open ocean, but a lot of our east-facing views from the coast are pretty clear. So that's a great opportunity to maybe spend some time outside enjoying the typical, what would typically be a cloudy start to the morning. We've noticed a lot of gray for the past several mornings. This is one of those mornings where you might be able to get a little more sunshine in the start of the day. Today's high temperatures are going to be a few degrees warmer than average. This is going to reign true almost every day this week. It doesn't seem like we're going to have any major fluctuations on those temperatures. We did have a nice drop in temperatures late last week, thanks to a low pressure system that snuck in. Now, high pressure building in from the east. It's shifting west and helping to bring those temperatures up, as we saw yesterday. Got 1 degree within average. Tomorrow afternoon will likely beat average in many spots. This afternoon, we could do so as well towards some of our eastern valleys. Plenty of sunshine each afternoon, but we are going to have a few clouds each morning, and it seems like that's going to be pretty consistent all the way through the week. Right now, between about now and Wednesday, not much humidity out there, but for Thursday, Friday, we're watching for the possibility of an uptick in humidity that could lead to a few pop-up showers, maybe thunderstorms along the way. But as you can see here, our afternoon highs, 91, maybe down to 90. That's the coolest we're gonna get inland. 92 is our warmest, so within 2 degrees of change each afternoon moving forward. Let's check in on traffic. 6:10 right now on the clock, and so far, we're not looking at any major crashes or collisions to start off the morning. Very clear map this morning. I will take you to the one spot that is causing delays, and that's related to the fire that started up yesterday out in Sorrento Valley. Lanes closed in both directions on Sorrento Valley Boulevard between Vista Sorrento Parkway and Camino Santa Fe. Again, that has been consistent from yesterday, but just something to watch for as you start off the morning commute. Let's take a look at your border wait times as we start off a new week here. 140-minute wait at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. Otay Mesa Port of Entry should take you just about as long. Both spots will run you at least 2 hours. Looks like it could move toward about 2 hours and 20 minutes, maybe even 2.5 hours. Back to you.